Hey guys, what's going on? Now that the hype has died down a little bit for Human Torch and the Thing, and we are wrapping up Season 1 content-wise, I think it's a good time to go over some of the leaks for Season 2 and beyond. I'm going to go over all the abilities that have been leaked for Blade and for Ultron. Now keep in mind, these leaks are leaks, so they could be wrong, and even if they are correct, they could be subject to change. But the Ultron one at least is coming from the same source as the Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, and the Thing leaks, and those were like 95% correct. In fact, I'll even pull them up here on screen so you guys can see a comparison to the leaked image compared to what we have now. And you'll see here that Mr. Fantastic, he's basically the same. There's just some wording changes on some of his abilities, like Elastic Punch was the original name for his primary attack. Human Torch was basically dead on. There's just a little bit of changes in some of the wording for his abilities as well, but basically dead on. So Ultron, we'll go over him first because I personally think this is the most credible leak out of all of them. So first off, we have his primary attack, Encephalo Ray. So it's like an energy beam where you damage enemies, and I actually think it does more than that, but we'll go over that, circle back to it towards the end. Next up is his dynamic flight. So this is your shift. You fly quickly in the direction of movement and then enter a free flight mode. So it looks like you just quickly burst in a certain direction and then you can fly around like Iron Man or maybe Human Torch. Next up is his imperative patch. So this is his E. Command a giant drone to follow an ally, constantly healing allies in its radius with additional healing on the designated ally. So that sounds really powerful. I'm assuming the drone is either going to be able to be destroyed or it's going to have a longer cooldown, but that seems like a lot of healing, just centering it on your tank on the front line, and he gets extra healing, and then everybody around him also gets healing. It just seems really, really strong. And then next we have his secondary, which is Imperative Firewall. Summon drones to grant bonus health to allies within range, centered on himself and the ally marked with Imperative Patch. So you mark an ally, they get bonus health, and all allies around them get bonus health, and you get bonus health, and all allies around you get bonus health. That seems really, really powerful too. And then we have his passive. You hold space to fall slowly. So it looks like he's not going to be able to fly around like Human Torch and Iron Man permanently. It looks like you're going to be able to, you know, quickly burst up, fly around for a little bit, and then you're going to descend to the ground, and this will just let you slowly descend. So it looks like he won't be a permanent flyer, but he's able to go up in the air and challenge people in the air, or do whatever he needs to do, get range on people. And then finally we have his ultimate, Rage of Ultron. And if you look closely at the picture, you can see multiple human shaped drones. So it looks like they'll be kind of like the Iron Man drones from the movie, maybe. Summon Ultron drones to fire Encephalo Rays, damaging enemies or healing allies. So that's where I was talking about the Encephalo Ray probably doing more, because these drones are going to fire the same ray, and it's going to be able to heal allies. So I'm assuming your primary attack does damage and heals allies at the same time, like a lot of the other strategists in the game. And then I do have a couple more leaked images as well. So here is his icon in the hero selection screen. That's what that's looking like right now. It could be a placeholder, but that kind of lines up with everything else I've seen. And then here is another image, some artwork of Ultron. I don't know what this will exactly be from. So yeah, no information on the difficulty rating of him. Just based off the abilities, reading them here, I would guess like 2 or 3 stars. Doesn't seem like he's all that difficult. It'd be nice to have another strategist in the game. I think we need more Vanguards, especially because a lot of people just don't like Vanguards, don't like playing it. Nice to get another strategist at least. And then let's go over Blade. So there's a lot of artwork for Blade that's already been leaked way beforehand, and it lined up with what his in-game model actually looks like, because you can see him on the new map. Supposedly he's going to wield a katana as his primary weapon, so he's going to be more close range, and then his secondary weapon will be a shotgun. So basically everything he has is kind of like mid to close range. And then his leaked abilities, so his passive is called Bloodline Liberation. I'm assuming all these names will probably change. According to leaks, Blade can see enemies through walls like the Punisher, granting him a powerful tracking ability that helps in both ambushes and strategic engagements. Looks like it's about the same as Punisher, where you can just see him for a couple seconds after you break line of sight. Ability 1, Stomp and Slash, a melee combo attack using his katana, designed to deal high burst damage in close quarters combat. Ability 2 is the Dark Knight attack, a dash and strike ability that allows Blade to engage enemies quickly or reposition during fights. That sounds kind of like Psylocke's dash ability, which does damage when you dash through enemies. So expect something similar to that if this is correct. Then we have ability 3, Fang Deflect. Blade deflects incoming fire, potentially protecting himself from ranged attacks and offering a defensive edge in fights. So I could see this functioning similarly to Hawkeye's deflect ability, or maybe Iron Fist block ability, something along those lines. And then his ultimate, this is the one that kind of threw me off towards this leak, called New Moon. Blade transforms into a vampire form, enhancing his stats and unlocking a new set of powerful abilities. I will be the first to admit I do not know all that much about Blade because I didn't even watch the movies. I haven't read any of the Blade comics or anything. But as far as I know, I've never heard of him having like a vampire form. So maybe this is either new to the game or this is just completely throwing off the entire leak. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about Blade at all, so he could actually have a vampire form and maybe I'm wrong. But that is what his ultimate is leaked to be. And then for his passive, he's supposed to have, according to the leak, the same passive that Moon Knight has with Cloak and Dagger. So Cloak and Dagger can inject light and dark energy into Moon Knight or Blade to create a light and dark realm where Moon Knight or Blade can become invisible, and then they'll heal 25 HP per second because they just buffed that in the recent update. So yeah, seems like an interesting character. He seems to be a lot like a dive character, so he seems to be a lot like Psylocke, actually, and maybe like Iron Fist, kind of a combo between the two. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. So he's going to be a duelist, and then Ultron will be a strategist. And then for Season 3, according to leaks, we're getting Emma Frost as a Vanguard, and then Jean Grey as a duelist, I believe. Emma Frost is rumored to be a Vanguard, but I can't remember if Jean Grey was a strategist or a duelist. I'm like 95% sure she's a duelist, though. But yeah, those are all the leaks so far up till Season 3. No leaks on the abilities for those Season 3 characters yet, but yeah, safe to say it's looking pretty good for the future of Marvel Rivals. Thanks guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.